Go into a practice with bots game or any private game, and you want to make sure you have the developer console enabled in the settings. Go to type SV_cheats in the console, SV_cheats1 and SV_show_. Actually, no, it's actually just show impacts 1. And what this will effectively do is show you, you can see there, it'll show you the impacts of your shots. So what this specifically tells someone is two things. Client side shot, so whatever your client detects, whatever you did, what you think you did, and then what the server thinks you did. For some reason, these are two different entities in a competitive game, a competitive video game. Essentially, what the client side one does is absolutely nothing other than that you could see it. The client side one is the red one, which you can see there's a bullet on that one. The blue one, there's no bullet at all. But on the blue one is the one that matters, because that's whatever the server thinks. So if you take a look here, I just fired, you can see that the game pretty much works. It works. If your crosshair's on it, you press and it'll usually be, you know, close to that. But it's still, they're both different. It's still close to the client thing. Problem with this entire system is that, if I can get this to work here, is that I just fired that one. It hit there on client side, and if you saw that blue one, it was there. I was jumping, yes, but this could also happen in a situation of shooting an enemy, where there will be because the bullet hole is what allows. Yep, and right there as well. The bullet hole is what allows the bleeding, the blood to start the blood splatter. When you see the blood splatter, that does not mean the server detected it at all. In fact, that could just entirely mean that that's what you thought happened right there. Didn't even hit him on client side, but I hit him on the server side because that's apparently what it thinks for some reason at all. And the issue with this is just, this single-handedly is the stupidest thing ever. And it should not be in a competitive game, and especially when you have one ping. There shouldn't be an excuse for those to be different at all. One should be the only one that is used, and that one would be the client side. Reason why is simply that's what you see. That's what you see. But the benefits of essentially, because it can detect, you can see on, like, it detects both inputs, it detects both entities, and so the game knows that you hit something, but the game will also tell you essentially to fuck off if it, you know, because it probably doesn't even care, probably doesn't even want to care, just like the developers. problem with this is that this is a competitive game, so what the game wants you to do is aim. So aiming at a person's head is what does the most damage and whatnot, you know, given, see. But then the game wants to tell you that something that you saw is not true, because that's what the game feels like. Like that's what the game wants to do. There is no good reason to that. There really isn't. The only thing that does is restrict people with higher ping from actually being able to kill someone. But what that also does is essentially lets cheaters do whatever the hell they want, because they can do something on their client side, or no, because they can mess with the server side and can do these things that make no sense at all, and a person cannot defend themselves from it because they could literally have these like fake models and you can't hit them at all because of a certain angle that their body is at when they're not even there at all. And that's just the source engine at work, really. That's just what Valve did for some reason. If you saw right there, I hit him in the head, the blood on his head. You can pause that if you want and look at that, but it happened there. This is the reason why I don't like CSGO, because I can easily open another video game which rewards me for being as good as I am. And that's what I've done. That's what I've, you know, the only reason why I actually, yep, and see blood splatter, but nothing happened. Should just be one hit, and that, yeah. It's just the simple fact that, for some reason, with this tool that Valve put in their game, accessible to anyone at all, and the fact that the community, the CSGO community, as ignorant, as stupid, as belligerent as they are, continue to defend Valve for not fixing this, for not making it a much better experience for new players or for any players whatsoever. You know, praise them for more skins, more stuff to waste my money on in a video game that makes my gun look different. Wow. And then there's a button you can press that just shows you your gun. Wow. Groundbreaking. I actually got Chinese software drop on Twitch, aka Valorant. I decided to install that, so now I probably have many Chinese sleeper agents or whatever with access to my information on my computer. But the thing is, I played that. You can just buy, like, it shows you how, because the game works exactly the same way. It has the exact same, you know, type of guns, exactly, like, not type of gun, like, yeah, type of guns, not the same guns, not the, you know, but it has these shitty abilities, which I don't care about. I hate that, which is why I hate that game. But it shows you something just really awful where, you know, I could buy a one-shot sniper rifle, just like in this game, and I clicked on someone, my crosshair was on them, and they died. Whereas in this game, that's entirely random. Even if you stand still, entirely random. It's whatever the game wants, you know, to do. And the fact that $1 billion company made that, you know, $1 billion company can't fix something this simple by removing this entirely, or just making this the exact same thing as that. You know, they could do that, and they don't. And the reason why they do that is because it makes them more money. Because I feel like if this game functioned properly, it wouldn't have the player base it does. It wouldn't have the amount of, you know, the type of people it does in the community. And I mean, there's nothing much to it really. Shitty community, shitty game, it's broken, and that's why I hate it. The only reason why I have the reason why I have 900 hours on this game is because I liked to play with my friend back in 2016, 2017, whatever, because that was the only game he apparently had. Or not apparently had, it's, you know, I'm not gonna go into it, but it's the only game I could have played with them, and they were a good friend of mine, and that's why I have over 900 hours in it. But the game is awful. It's a game that expects you to aim at something and hit that something, when you hitting that something is not even it's not even true. You could shoot someone in the head like 3 times, like multiple blood splatters on their face, and the game would not register it as a single hit. So that's it. It's funny because a person who hates this video game is the one who actually knows something about it. And you can't, I know there's probably a CSGO player or a CSGO player will watch my video and disapprove of it all they want. But the truth stands in what I have just shown and what I have just said. And that's why I will never stop fucking with people in this game and trolling them, standing on their decoys and running in front of their shots, because doing that is extremely fun in this game. And that is the only thing that is fun in this game. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.